Welcome, and thank you for joining us for today's custom-tailored deep dive. If you've ever wondered how local government systems can
Just go completely off the rails.
Right, exactly. You are in for a wild ride. We are examining the newly published Weaver Phase 1 forensic audit out of Orange County, California.
Which details a massive institutional corruption scandal surrounding former Supervisor Andrew Dew.
Our mission today is to figure out exactly how millions in emergency COVID-19 relief funds were siphoned away from vulnerable populations.
And to analyze the mechanics of this governance collapse to figure out what it all really means for local government accountability.
Okay, let's unpack this because the numbers here are, they're just staggering. Setting the scene, this audit covers January 2019 to August 2024. We are looking at 145 top priority contracts with over $486 million.
$500 million. It really comes down to what the audit describes as a profound institutional culture of silence.
Culture of silence.
Right. The supervisor's office basically instituted a mandate of non-questioning. They routinely bypassed professional peer review. And instead of using standard contracts where vendors get paid after delivering a service,
They utilized lump sum advanced payments.
yes. This administrative mechanic transferred massive financial risk away from the vendors and directly onto the county taxpayers. They were granting immediate upfront funds to politically connected organizations with basically zero experience.
Basically handing over a massive bag of cash up front before any work is actually done. And speaking of those inexperienced organizations, here's where it gets really interesting.
The VAS case.
Yes, the V in America Society. This group was handed $10 million, and it was specifically earmarked for two really noble causes: providing meals for homebound seniors and constructing a Vietnam War memorial.
But what's fascinating here is how little oversight there was. Federal authorities confirmed that only about 15% of those VAS funds actually went toward feeding the elderly.
Only 15%.
Yeah, the rest of the money, it was laundered into real estate.
Including a $1 million home in Tustin for the supervisor's 22-year-old daughter. I have to ask, how does a 22-year-old get a $1 million house funded by senior meal money without triggering immediate alarm bells?
Because all those normal safety nets, the peer reviews, the standard contract milestones were completely bypassed by that culture of silence. And this subversion extended right into the county's healthcare response, too. Take the 360 clinic COVID testing scheme. The supervisor actually overrode explicit warnings from the health agency,
Forcing the county to become the payer of last resort. Let's pause there. What exactly does payer of last resort mean in this context?
Great question. Normally, private insurance pays for testing first, but by forcing the county to be the payer of last resort, the supervisor effectively gave this clinic a blank check to bill taxpayers directly.
Opening the floodgates.
Exactly. It opened the floodgates for the county to pay for thousands of fraudulent double and triple billed medical claims.
That is unbelievable. And the real-world cultural and social deficit left behind by all this is just devastating. Because the district's events budget was completely drained by these schemes, they actually had to cancel the highly anticipated 2025 Tet Festival.
A massive cultural touchstone for that community.
Exactly. And worse, those vulnerable seniors were essentially left to fend for themselves during the height of the pandemic.
There has been a definitive legal reckoning, at least. The former supervisor received a 60-month federal prison sentence and is facing official disbarment in February 2026.
And this scandal also triggered new state legislation, right?
Yes. The SB 1111 reform, which legally requires officials to disclose family conflict of interest relationships in public contracting.
But wait, I was reading through the notes, and there is one highly memorable, incredibly frustrating detail. Despite a 60-month federal prison sentence and total disbarment, he is still collecting a $6,700 taxpayer-funded pension every single month.
It is absolutely wild.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, it really highlights the urgent, everyday need for robust whistleblower protections and strict local transparency.
Spot on. When the professional civil service is bullied into silence, the public always pays the price. Protecting those who actually speak up is the only way to maintain the integrity of local government.
Thank you for taking this deep dive with us today. But before we go, we want to leave you with one final provocative thought.
The county is currently debating Phase 2 of this audit,
which involves taking a closer look at $1.7 billion in contracts. But some leaders are hesitant to move forward because they fear the investigation itself is simply too costly, leaving you with something to mull over.
Yeah.
At what point does the financial price of uncovering government corruption outweigh the value of restoring public trust?